We've been dragging these planer boards out here for a long time. We just can't seem to dial in on the fish right now, but we might be able to determine what kind of color they're really wanting to hit on here. At least we're getting some fish on. We're having to work real hard for them, guys, but you know, it's not always easy when you come out here fishing for them. You got to really work on them.
Oh, they call it fishing.
We came across a bunch of fish stacked up down about 42 feet deep. And I don't believe that was down there that far, but he must have come up and grabbed it. Oh, heck, that's a nice fish. Heck yeah. All right. Oh, look what he hit. Finally, you've been talking about, you wish you'd catch one on that big old lure, and you finally got one.
Yep.
Got him? Yeah. I got it. All right, go ahead. Now.
Oh, you got him?
Yeah. There we go. We got it.
All right. Somehow he got both of them at one time.
He got them both at one time. All right. They're all running about the same size.
That's a little smaller, but it ain't bad.
No.
That's
nice.
a meal. That's a meal.
Yeah, meal.
Our soup has meat in it.
That's a meal for me. I don't know what you and the camera lady's gonna eat, but I know what I'm eating.
We're gonna go get a steak.
All right. Well, we're accomplishing our job. We come down here to catch stripers, and it took us 2 days to do it. But you don't catch them all the time. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes it takes you a day or even longer to figure out what the fish are doing. But when you figure it out, you're going to catch them. I want to show you the planer boards that we're using, guys. These are really neat for trolling. If you're going to troll for hybrid stripers, even walleyes, you should have a couple of lines out the side of the boat, spread out. Number one reason, it's going to get your lines away from the boat. Number two, you're going to be able to fish in a little bit shallower column of water, and you're going to have more of a spread. If you can see in the back of the boat right here, our rods are spread out at all different columns, depths, and widths in the direction that we're traveling. We probably are fishing 30 feet on each side of the boat between planer boards. Now,
yeah, it takes a 10-foot wide boat, turns it into a 60-foot
to turn into a 60-foot boat. You like a good one, Randall?
Well, I can't tell you.
You can't really tell. We got so much line out. We're fishing with lead core and braided line, and to get the bait down where we want it to be, we've had to let out a lot of line. And every color on lead core is like 30 feet. It's 10 yards. And so it's hard to tell sometimes just how big the fish is because you've got all that line out there. But it seems like every time we've made this turn, this morning and this evening, we've had hits right here. And, well, we just now got a fish on. Another good striper. Good. Very good. So it seems like we've kind of keyed in on where these fish are hanging out. Remember that. Put that bait. Hold that bait and that fish up. Bait in. There you go.
Black H-head.
Move your hand out. But there you go. Right there. Stay right there. Beautiful picture. All right. Way to go, Mr. Burkhart. Let's do it again.
Well, the good part about a planer board, though, is we fish different lakes with them.
Right.
Some lakes like this right here, you know, you're limited. You're going to pick up bass, white perch, and stuff every now and again.
Right.
But like up at Boone Lake, we'll run them things out there and troll along when we're wanting to fish in deep water here. But we want to run a planer board up there against
Shallow water on the outside edges.
Right. And we've gone up there and we've caught trout, smallmouth bass.
Right.
It's just, You have such
Well,
a,
and it helps you try to find out where the fish are.
you do. You have such
Either
a variety.
they're not always shallow and they're not always deep.
No.
And this gives you a variety. So it's just another technique of fishing is all it is. I'm gonna go ahead and put that pole on. I want to talk to you just a little bit about what we're doing, okay? We're up here trolling on Clark's Hill Lake. We're way up the upper part. Earlier this week, we fished down the lower part. We couldn't find any bait. We couldn't find any fish. So we got thinking, you know, they're getting close to spawning, so let's start running up the rivers and maybe we'll find the fish higher up in the lake. And that's what we've done. We've come from where we were fishing down there, we're probably what, 8 miles, 9 miles, a long ways.
From down to the dam? Yeah, about 9 miles.
About 9 miles from the dam. We had to come all this way, and what's happening is because the stripers are getting into the spawning stage, they're all starting to move up into the rivers to spawn because they need to have moving water to spawn. So we're trolling because they're not bundled up in an area like they were last fall when we fished for them here. You know, just suspended in the area. So they're all over the place. So we're trolling, and that helps us to kind of find fish a little bit easier that way because they're not doing what they usually do. And we're using multiple baits in multiple depths. That's why we're using downriggers. And on this rod that Randall's letting out right here, that's got lead core line. And that's just another device and another way to get your bait down in the strike zone. We're showing fish right now anywhere from 25 to 45 feet of water. So you got to get down in the face of them fish to get them to bite. And it's been a hard day catching what we've caught. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. But we were able to come out here, be persistent, keep changing baits. I mean, I've got a card. Let me get this card. I've got 2 cards here of the baits that they make, okay, at Triad Bait and Tackle. We've tried almost every bait on here and every variety of worm and everything we could change to try to get a strike on a fish. Every time, you know, we make a change, every half an hour on something, we might get a bite. So, anyhow, that's what we've been doing. It's been hard to do it, but we've been able to catch a few fish. It must be getting dark enough down there with them clouds coming. The fish are going to have to come up and see what the hell they eat anyway. Way to go. We've been trolling out here pretty good this morning. Randall's just hooked onto one, finally. It's been a really hard weekend down here. And we just had trouble to find the fish. They're in a pre-spawn stage, and they're just not doing what stripers usually do. We've been trolling really hard the past couple of days. Got a storm coming in, cold weather coming in. We're hoping that this change is going to turn the fish on for us. So, well, Randall's got him a good one on here right now. Yeah, he's a fighter. He's a fighter. Under the rod, under the rod. What do you want me to do? There we go. Oh yeah, that's what we're after. Oh yeah. There we go, right there. That's what we come here for. Now, he's not a big one by any means. Not what this lake produces, but the way things have been yesterday and started off this morning, we'll take it. Pretty good, Randall.
Yeah, that's not a bad fish. That's really good eating size right there.
About darn time, huh?
Yeah.
All right. We know we got a home for you, Mr. Striper. We got a home for you.
So right now we're down to about $90 a pound.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're starting to get some money back now. All right, well, I'm getting ready to make a big turn here. most of our fish was down here. We got another big river coming in, and a lot of the concentration was here, so I was just in the process of making a big turn when that fish bit. So we're gonna head back down and troll down through there and just keep making a big circle here. Maybe we'll get another one on pretty quick. But he's a good one. Oh yeah, good God. Oh yeah, nice one. That's what we're catching them on. That's what the Triad Bait Company makes, and that's what we're out here today trolling around with. We're just trolling around without official bait. A lot of guys are out here today, and they're out here fishing with live bait. But you know, Alan and Randall, they make these really good bucktails, and we tip them. We either tip them with the Bigfoot baits, baits that Bigfoot baits has, and different things like that. This one here, I just happened to put that a worm or something that was on there.
Snake worm, the snake worm.
And that's what's catching them. Like I say, yesterday we fished all day long trolling. I think we caught four
little fish.
And they weren't even the species we were fishing for. And at least we're starting to target some halfway decent stripers and hybrids here this morning. So we're going to keep it up. And Randall's going to get his, that's the second one on the downrigger, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're getting it, you're putting it in the right area. We're marking a lot of fish between 15 to 25 feet.
No, one was lead core.
One was lead core,
one was downrigger.
And it seems like if we stay in 15 feet depth, the active fish are really the ones we're marking on the depth finder that are above that depth. So if we stay about 15 to 20 feet, that's where we're getting our hits. We get him in the pool. All right. Okay, folks, thank you for tuning in to today's show. It sure was a pleasure bringing it to you, and we hope you really enjoyed it. If you ever want to go down to Clark's Lake in South Carolina, I'll guarantee you'll find a whole bunch of different variety of fish to fish for down there. We had a great weekend fishing with Randall Burkhart from the Triad Bait Company, and we hope you'll be back down there another month to fish with them again. So folks, I hope you enjoyed today's show. Thanks a bunch for tuning in. Like always, I'm Jim from Carolina Outdoor Magazine TV. We'll catch you somewhere next week in the great outdoors when we do it all again. Thanks for watching.